The man reached out and brushed away the layer of sand, only to be shocked by the sight of a block of gold. He turned to look at the driver, hesitated for a moment, and eventually called him over. The driver pulled out a lighter and spent a while heating the block of gold. Standing up with a look of astonishment, he realized it was solid gold. The two of them fetched a shovel and began digging. After working for a long time, they still couldn't see the bottom. They both tried lifting it by hand, but the gold didn't budge at all. The driver then got the truck to pull at the block with ropes, but the ropes snapped, and the gold still didn't move. No one could figure out just how big the block of gold really was. Without a hint of exhaustion, the two resumed digging. By the time the sky turned dark, they had only uncovered a small part of the gold. This constant digging seemed unsustainable, and with supplies running low, no one could tell the true size of the gold block. The driver suggested that Tony go to town to get an excavator while he stayed behind to guard the gold. The round trip would take about 4 to 5 days. However, Tony thought the driver should go instead, leaving him to stay and guard the gold, as he didn't trust the driver's words. The driver warned him that surviving in the desert was no joke, and as an outsider, Tony's chances of survival were slim. But Tony insisted on staying behind to watch over the gold, and with no other option, the driver relented. The next morning, the driver left all the water supplies for him. He then handed Tony a satellite phone. As he watched the truck drive off, Tony seemed to catch a glimpse of a future filled with luxury. Tony first covered the gold with some dirt, then used dry wood to build a shelter. He took out the old satellite phone, relieved to find that the driver hadn't lied. He dialed a number, but after just 3 seconds, the signal was gone. With no time to think, Tony prepared a fire using twigs for the night, hoping to keep the wolves away. The next day, while gathering dry firewood, the man stumbled upon the wreckage of an airplane. It was a natural shelter, providing shade during the day and protection from wild animals at night. The only downside was that from this spot, he couldn't see the gold. So, he dismantled parts of the plane's fuselage and dragged them back to the gold, setting up a makeshift tent around a dry tree. From the glass window of the plane, he could just make out the gold, which gave him some peace of mind and allowed him to sleep. As time passed, the harsh sun filtered through the gaps in the plane. When he woke up, his forehead was covered in blisters from sunburn. He endured the pain and hunger, sitting beside the gold. After a while, he could no longer hold back. He picked up a stone and cracked off a chunk of gold, about the size of a watermelon. Just then, the driver called, urging him to stay put and hold his ground. By now, Tony was already contemplating leaving. Due to copyright issues, the story can't continue further. This film is titled Gold Digging.